MDL. Don't mind that 2017. I'm pretty sure that's not right. But we got Mad Lads going up against Going In is what their name was. Crips for Life is what their name is, and Boogie is what their tag is. So I have no freaking clue what their name actually is. But you should recognize their names. There are a couple stand-ins on either side. Mad Lads, I think this is their first official, so no one really knows much about them, but you should recognize the names. And as far as names are concerned, I'm Mikelorus. I got Rhyme here as well. Dude, Mad Lads. No MNT feels pretty bad, but man, they got some serious names on that team.
Yeah, they got Synderen, he's going to be playing 5. Madara's probably going to be 1. Quick for mid. Kezu playing offlane, and Buryu's going to be playing either 4 or 5. I imagine he's going to be playing 4 in this game. So we'll see what happens.
Radiant team ban.
And we got Going In minus. Oh, yeah. Did Weehard disappear? I think he did.
I think he. I don't know if he's like actually on the team or if he's just like sometimes standing in, because he was on, what team was he? Like, was he standing in for like Pain or something in one of these?
Yeah,
lands?
He was standing in for Pain at one of the lands, I think. I can't remember which one.
Dude, there's too many freaking lands nowadays. Like, their names all just blend together. So I don't know what's going on there, but Mitch is definitely a capable player. I don't really. He was wearing the Elements Pro Gaming tag earlier in the lobby. I don't know if that team still exists. Haven't seen them in a while, but he's definitely been around.
It's like that was the team with like Swift Ending and stuff on it.
Mm-hmm.
That was a long time ago. Maybe almost 2 years ago, actually. So we have a first pick Gyrocopter. We have Tiny banned out, Willow banned out, Naga banned out. Okay, so this is like pretty standard, except for the Visage and Terrorblade first phase bans, I think.
Yeah.
Well, that's Cinder and Sierra right off the bat.
I feel like Synderen always has this. Always picks the Bane, like ends up always playing the Bane, and that's just what he does. He's the sacrificial captain, and that's like, I mean, I don't want to like throw shade at him or anything like that. I have nothing but respect for him, but that's just like the role he has in any team that I ever see him play in, is that he's the one to take the bullet, and you're really like playing with him so that he can do that for your team, like sacrifice himself a lot so that you can get something.
Sometimes you think he does jump in front of them every now and again, even, but it happens. So ET picked up. Now that's going to be Buried playing that, so he's already got his hero straight up. So that's a pretty strong support duo. Bounty. I don't think Bounty's the strongest versus like Bane and Elder Titan. He doesn't really outfight the ET in the lane. He doesn't really outroam Bane in the mid lane. So he's going to have to find like a halfway house between harassing mid and helping out his safe lane, and maybe just moving around and catching some couriers. I think is going to be this Bounty's lifestyle.
5 seconds remaining.
It's more of a, it seems like a type of hero that you would want to have up against the supports that we saw in the last game of like Disruptor Rubik. Heroes that Bounty Hunter can just kind of get on top of, and then they can't do anything about that. Is maybe going to force a couple bans. Like Bounty Tinker is, I don't think the last changes for Tinker was really going to affect that. So it's definitely still like a combo that they can run, but it does indicate they want to play this kind of a fast tempo game here from Going In. I mean, their name is Going In, so may as well.
Yeah, I'll let you off for that one. Okay.
So good. Shut up.
I mean,
that wasn't bad. Okay.
Eye of the ear of the beholder, or something like that. Okay.
10 seconds remaining.
What are we dealing with here? Faceless Void ban. Okay, what does that tell us? Does that tell us any? No. Void's just kind of good against Gyro because he can jump away after the rocket and things like that. So.
It's hard to really read what's going on here, especially from the Mad Lads point of view. Like right now, they just have a kind of a safe, very powerful but safe opening, just 2 supports. They kind of do it all. Good amount of control, some defensive power, some offensive power, good amount of lockdown. But we don't really know what they like to do as a team, what styles they have.
If Madara is a Morphling player, they should ban AA and Morphling here, I think. Morphling is already extremely good against Gyro and Bounty. And they have a good supporting lineup to make sure he gets a decent lane as well. So, and Morphling is considerably broken enough to third pick him, which is what EG do. So it's just a question of really, does Madara play it? They might pick it.
It's hard to say because Morphling has gone through so many changes compared to
I
like
think
what
he's
he used to be when everyone
incredibly
played
good
it.
now.
I don't think Madara is like a huge Morphling guy, but again
He
don't know.
was, I think. He was. It was like him. He's like one of those like anti-mage, even though anti-mage isn't very good players, you know, he'll try and make it work. He's one of those like hard carry is the hard carry, you know, make safe lane great again kind of people. So we'll see.
And it has been a while. Feels bad, man. The Greek squad is all up in the wind now.
Well, it lasted a while, but
5 seconds remaining.
things aren't beautiful because they last.
Wow, so poetic.
I don't know who I stole that from. I stole that from something. I can't remember where. Okay, Juggernaut has popped up.
Probably like some Tumblr channel, I'm sure. But there's your Madara hero, probably, in that Juggernaut. Again, not really showing off anything in particular. Like, Juggernaut is perfectly resistant versus the Gyrocopter. Omnislash just absolutely tears him to shreds. And Bounty Hunter as well doesn't really have that much game versus the Jug, but overall, for Mad Lads, not a lot of flavor here. Seems like this is a safe pick, but there's also a pick that, I don't know, Juggernaut is not like going to get hard countered necessarily, but sometimes it just feels like he doesn't have enough damage if the pressure on him is too much early on.
Well, so Jug versus Sanking in the lane. Well, that is, if it's 1v1, very Sanking favored. If it's a tri-lane or whatever, then Jug is going to do just fine. Juggernaut already tells me that they kind of want to do like a mid-centric lineup because Jug is safe. He has good matchups versus Gyro, and he does fine versus Bounty. But he's just safe, you know? He's just there. He's going to kill the Gyro in an Omnislash. He's going to force some items out of the Gyro that he doesn't buy, probably. And he's just nice to have. So they have some solid building blocks to work with, but it's really what do they want to pick now? Because they can pick their offlaner and then save their mid pick for last, because they do have last pick, so it'll probably be a bit of a waste if they were to pick their mid hero now. So looking at offlaners that are already good here, the list isn't actually extensive, so what are we looking at available? Omni, Tiny Band out. It's Beastmaster. There we go.
That's like the definition of a Kezu hero, in my eyes at least. So, you know, a safe pick, definitely a comfort pick for the player. Works pretty darn well with the Juggernaut. And between the Roar and the Omnislash, like, they'll have some pretty good answers taking down these single targets. But problem now comes in the fact that team going in, they have a Chaos Knight with a Gyrocopter. So definitely some weird lanes coming out from them. And Chaos Knight is a hero that is not going up against a ton of AoE. Battle Fury, Juggernaut, not too uncommon, but also just you don't really want to be in that matchup in the first place as a Juggernaut. So the CK, if they can make it work lane-wise, I can see it just running away with this game.
The Jug has pretty decent matchups this game. I'm just looking through. If I'm Mad Lads, I'm already looking towards Shadow Fiend. They just last picked a Witch Doctor. I think out of Qualifier hero pool and heroes that game, probably like Queen of Pain or Shadow Fiend would be the ones I would go for. Queen of Pain works better with like the ET and the Beastmaster, more like AoE that's reliable. Shadow Fiend is also nice. Very good versus the Chaos Knight usually. Decent versus Gyro, especially in lane as well, because Gyro doesn't really have any base damage to stop the SF doing what he wants. So if you babysit the SF with Bane for a little bit, then the lane gets out of control quite quickly. Although he is liable to get dived, so it really depends where they want to sit in terms of exposing their mid lane to ganks versus like having a better matchup in the mid game.
It looks like it's a CK. Is that CK mid?
It's just going to be Gyro. Okay, it's Dusa. Okay. So Dusa versus the CK is very, very nice. And Dusa versus Gyro in lane, it's also Dusa favored. So we're gonna. I'm not really. The Dusa versus the Bounty and Witch Doctor and SK is like, I think there's a chance they might just get overrun. Like the Deuce is going to be sitting, what, like at 10 minutes, she's going to have like Phase Boots, Aquila, Wraithbound, Wand, right? And Gyro's going to be running over with like Phase Drum if the mid lane goes well. And then there's this Bounty running around, the tracking people, Sankey's throwing, stunning people. CK's farming on the other side of the map from the Deucer, and then they can kind of avoid that, and things get out of control pretty fast if track kills start occurring. So it's going to be up to you, Mad Lads, to slow the pace of this game down and bring the game to like what happens in the Juggernaut's lane and what happens with the Beastmaster's first roars and stuff like that, rather than, oh god, Gyro and Tanking are running at us with track, god help us, kind of thing. If you get what I mean.
Yeah, there's... it does seem like Mad Lads might be a little bit too slow coming out of the gates. Juggernaut, played by Qualifier, indicates mid, unless there's some role swappage here, which there very well may be. But Medusa, it just seems like her power curve is just going to be a little bit too slow. Like, it's always going to be for this going in squad that they have a bounty hunter. They have CK, they have Gyrocopter, these heroes that if you give them an inch, they will just crush you. And Medusa's not a hero that can really stabilize very quickly from that. She can eventually stabilize in a game, but she's not going to be the one to do that for you. And to some extent, the Juggernaut and the Beastmaster kind of are the same way. Like, they can get one kill on one guy sometimes, but as far as taking a team fight, as far as defending your high ground is concerned, it is going to be a slippery slope here for Mad Lads to deal with. So they're going to have to get a lot done in these lanes. I gotta say, I do like the Dire Draft. Their game plan, especially, just a little bit more. I feel like the rating is a little bit too slow.
My allies have earned their keep.
So yeah, it's going to be a Jug mid, and it's going to be a Deuce a safe lane. Yeah, avoiding the Juggernaut versus the Sanking matchup and making sure end up getting dived continuously by Gyro. It's all pretty good for... I guess I'll call them going in.
Should we just call them Boogie since they're tagged up as Boogie?
No, because then what if Boogie does something? Then it'd be Boogie.
Yeah.
Then...
Ain't nothing wrong with that, dude. He put that as his name. That was his choice.
30 seconds to battle.
All right.
I don't know. It's the way I read the team names. It's like the first thing I see on the team. Like, that's what I say. That's how my mind works when I
guess I don't really have a set team name anyway because... Well, yeah, call them whatever, I guess.
I don't know why Penta dropped these guys. These guys were killing it on under.
Because Penta they're moving all their operations to the US. They don't want to have any European teams because it's hard for them to really keep track of stuff and to help out. So it's not really feasible for them to keep a... Oh, did he really not skill Barrage there? That was definitely a kill if he skilled Barrage, I think. Oh, no, maybe no. He just skills Sleep and then he sleeps the Gyro and there's not really that much they can do. And then they have a Gyro with Barrage level 1. So it's kind of like a game theory thing, you know? It's like, if I skill Barrage, then he skills Sleep, and then neither of them really want to do that.
Oliver in top lane has already used 2 bolts to try to kill off that ET who did TP out. Kezu's going to be unable to get that pull going, and it looks like CK in the safe lane is going to be matching up against the Beastmaster with no mana, though. That's a little bit of an issue. Mitch is, a hero that is probably one of the best at poking and prodding in this lane, but a CK with no mana is a sad hero indeed, so it does seem like that trade may have gone a little bit better here for Mad Lads, or at least for Kezu's lane.
Yeah, Kezu's doing pretty alright now. CK with no mana, Witch Doctor with, well, he's just... There's no real threat here. This ET Witch Doctor, or ET Beastmaster lane should... I'm not going to say, like, dominate, because Bounty can just come in here and then they can start running at people, but it's not going to get zoned out by any means, I think. Are they gonna mango for this kill? I think so.
I'm watching the wrong kill. Viryu is gonna almost get some speed from that spirit, and Sand King is narrowly able to dodge death from Synderen on the bottom lane. But yeah, it will be a kill nonetheless, and the Sentry Ward does drop, and Bounty Hunter is going to be revealed now, but ET going on this top lane, not really sure if that's going to be doing them any favors. At least they do keep tabs on this Bounty Hunter, which means that Qualifier doesn't have to worry about that. Not like you have to worry about that a ton in this mid lane. Very resistant hero to the bounties, that Juggernaut. But if you keep tabs with your Bounty Hunter enemy and know what level he is, then usually you're going to have a pretty good setup.
I'm just watching this mid lane and no one is having fun. It's Jug is 7 CS in a row. Gyro's got 53 damage. And like Juggernaut's just hitting some... He's finally getting some CS now, and Gyro has 56 damage. You see Jug, he's got his Quelling Blade, and he should have a much better time last hitting. Ajaro's got 56 damage. You know?
Jaro also has, like, no abilities that actually work against Juggernaut.
Yeah, he's also got 56 damage, which makes last hitting a bit difficult. Enough, yeah. It's really not fun. He's got 5 CS at 2 minutes.
That's why I thought they were going to put CK in the mid lane, because Gyrocopter, like, usually isn't a hero that can ever contest lanes. Like,
oh, CS!
Got some?
He got one. Oh, he's got 2. Oh, this is nice. It's really starting to kick up for our men here.
Think of the farm, think of the gold. It's only a matter of time before Qualifier is, you know, get some movement speed and actually just rush down our men with the spin. I feel like that's going to happen sooner rather than later. Or ET is just going to set up for the stomp, which RMN is not going to be prepared to actually get out of. Gyrocopter isn't incredibly slow, but definitely not the fastest hero in the game. And Kezu's on the run up towards top lane. DNZ Oliver on his tail with Mitch here as well. Kezu's going to have to juke something fierce. He's going to lead them on a really long chase. But eventually that Reality Rift does land, and that's going to mean Kezu's going to die.
Yep, Kezu is definitely dead. I'm just looking at these lanes a bit, you know, like last hits overall. I'd say the fact that the CK's got like a kill, these lanes are going pretty well for going in. Well, Boogie, I'm just going to call them whatever, doesn't matter. We all know who they are anyway. Mid lane is staying roughly even. I mean, Jog's obviously leading, but the gap is closing. Jug does have boots now, and RMN doesn't, so there is that risk of the stomping spin, but I think the opportunity for that has gone, because they tried it, and then Jaro just kind of walked away.
It does have the Ring of Aquila. It does have it turned on as well, so he's going to shove in the wave, try to get some rune action. Unfortunately, guess is wrong. Synderen's going to grab an Invis rune on the bottom lane.
Oh, they can maybe go for this kill with this Invis rune. They did see him pick up... Oh, no, they didn't actually. That ward is out of range. Yeah, so...
They're gonna go for figure it out. A couple right clicks from the Bane. Here comes the spin. It's level 3. That's a fresh level 3 spin. And Mitch is going to arrive to really not do much. Qualifier is going to take quite a few tower shots, but he has a healing ward and a wand with the salve afterwards. So easy setup on this Gyrocopter, who he's been able to get a decent amount of CS, all things considered, especially with that Ring of Aquila giving him that extra base damage now. But still, this isn't a lane where he can actually touch the Juggernaut. Like, there's no way they could actually do anything versus Qualifier unless they have, like, the hugest of rotations.
Yeah, it's very difficult. Like, they can't kill him. There's no feasible way to kill him. Sanking. Or, like, he overcommits on the Jug or something like that, you know? So maybe there's return kills to be had. But I'm just looking at bot lane right now. This lane is... I feel like Dusu should be farming more, but I guess the Sanking tested things. But 20 CS at 5 minutes is not really where you want to be. But he's got his Aquila now, so he's going to probably start spamming out the wave a bit more. He's got a little stack next to him, so he can take that eventually. But these lanes... I don't think that Qualifier or Madara are farming anywhere near what they'd like to be at this point.
They're not getting crushed in the lane, so they gotta be kind of okay with that. You're Medusa, and you're going up against a CK, and we all know that, or I guess we don't all know that, but usually picked up in direct response to CKs because you could just insta-kill illusions once you have that Aghanim Scepter. How high of a priority is that for a Medusa?
It's not hugely high. Like, you want to get a whole bunch of other items beforehand, like probably Pike, like Phase Boots, Mask of Madness, Pike, maybe. You can even go like another item and then you can go Ags. It really depends like how comfortable you feel surviving like the rest of it. Because it's like, it's all well and good having an Ags, but if you have an Ags and you just do a CK stun, it doesn't even matter if you can kill the illusions because they've already killed you. So it's getting that requisite amount of tankability, I think, that lets you kind of go the Ags after that. And sometimes you don't even need it. And Qualifier just chops people.
Destroying people in the mid lane. The stomp missed. Doesn't matter. You have enough movement speed to stay on top of the Gyrocopter for a full spin, level 3. And then an Omni Slash that actually bounced over to the Witch Doctor as well. So get a couple crits, and the game kind of plays itself from there on out. So this Juggernaut is killing it in that mid lane. And Kezu's in a dangerous spot up towards top. But the Phantasm does fail with the Reality Rift. I think he's stuck in the trees. Well, he does have a Quelling Blade, but he's still very, very dead. TP support is coming in. Synderen gets a Nightmare onto the Bounty Hunter. True Sight it is there, and DNZ is going to get put into the blender. He's going to go down, Cinder grabs the kill. But, you know, this Beastmaster perhaps not having the greatest of time. Juggernaut is, and Madara's having a very safe time as well, so I said this Radiant draft is a little bit slow, but if you get this much of a lead, you may be able to hold the fort while Madara farms very safely in the background.
Big smoke coming out for Madara. He's going to walk right into the Sand King. But Gyro gave up on the kill and didn't move in. Okay, no, they're going to kill him anyway. So Gyro actually just making use of his time and farming the camp.
Slowly there with level 1 flak, but he'll
Feels
clear it
bad
out
now.
eventually, and that's still gold that's not going into the Medusa's pockets, so that's still a little bit of a win there, and they are building up a little bit of an ancient stack also that is really, really nice, of course, if the Medusa get her clutches on it. Beastmaster as well can clear it to some extent. But,
Oh, DD Rune top. There's going to be a battle for it. Oliver's going to stun Quake through. Neither of them press anything.
Spin, not going to do quite enough, quickly enough to make that worthwhile. Quake's still in a little bit of trouble because he doesn't have that spin any longer. That means this cask will stun, bounce over to this gigantic stack of Ancients, and only stun him once. Well, Ancient stacking, I guess that's a side effect we don't very frequently see. Still will be the Juggernaut to escape, stick up, drop that healing ward, and he'll be just fine.
The chances of getting stunned again were very, very, very low. Which obviously means that the chances of getting stunned again were incredibly high. So he's lucky to be alive. DNZ is just going to get caught here.
Waiting to wake him up, and that's not how you want to wake up as a bounty. Qualifier gets the kill again. He's just starting to build up his kind of base small items up. Bring Aquila, get that phase boots going. But I mean, it's only 9 minutes in, and he's already level 8.
Yep, CK sitting top of the net worth though. He's not going to move from that for a while. And Jug stuff. This Dusa got forced out of her own safe lane, and now Boogie's free farm. Sand King is going to be looking to climb up that net worth chart, as you can already see, sitting in 4th place. He's now going to go and cut the creep wave, maybe? No, he thinks better of it for some reason. And Kezu's dead.
Alright. Well, wander into the wrong neighborhood. That's Bounty Hunter getting a little more experience. Not a ton.
He's still level 3.
average.
He's not doing that great, but
Yeah.
he's getting there. Speaking of, like, Biryu, he's level 5. He's doing pretty well. He's got Tranquil Boots. He's pretty farmed. Well, not even farmed, just he's experienced. He's seen a lot of stuff happen. Well, that's Sleep caught onto Boogie RMN, but he's going to be fine.
Qualifier though, just scaring him off. He doesn't even have mana for the Omni Slash because he just drops the healing cat. But still, not something you really want to test him on. So
I hate
Madara
that
now
bloody
can
thing.
return back to that bottom lane. He's still keeping up in farm pretty well despite kind of bouncing around between all of these lanes. So as long as Medusa is farming, Mad Lads should be okay with that. They do have a Roar as well as an Omni Slash to work with, so definitely the tools are here for Mad Lads. If they sit on these tools for too long, then things get really bad. Things will get really bad very quickly for Cinder, and over in the mid lane, buzzed down by the Gyrocopter guns. Can't do anything about that as the Bane, off of an Invis rune from Boogie. But yeah, if Mad Lads sit on these tools and just kind of let this Bounty Hunter get these levels up and let the Sand King get his Blink Dagger, which he already has, then I could see this game kind of going south for the Radiant side. But if they keep playing aggressively, keep getting into these fights, keep using these ultimates, then I can definitely come away with the lead here. Qualifier gonna pick a fight with Boogie. He's gonna hit with the Burrow Strike, Maledicted. Cask will be dodged by the spin out, but he's taking a lot of damage. Just physical right clicks. Qualifier looking for an Omni Slash target, can't quite find one. They have been able to take down the Bounty Hunter. Now he's gonna jump over to Omni Slash. Qualifier's still fine, and they'll group up and kill off the CK in the meantime. And Qualifier with the healing ward is just gonna be a-okay. That Omni Slash from really long range, taking him out of that engagement, and
just
that
hit the
group
Witch
up over
Doctor
CK.
with all 3 slashes. That's just not right. That shouldn't happen. Witch Doctor doesn't deserve to die like that. He was... that's just unlucky for him. And then CK dying, and yeah, that move really didn't work out. But Sand King does have a Blink Dagger now, so there is a smoke move to possibly make. Don't know where to, but we'll find out, I suppose.
Gotta use that blink, gotta apply that pressure. And that fight is one where Medusa is able to get out of there. Did she? She got 2 of those kills. Wow, okay, Mad Lads doing the last hidden with Madara. And now with the Mask of Madness up, it's gonna start clearing out these Ancients. Again, this farm of Medusa, you get farm, you kind of just tend to get more and more farm. as you pick up these extra items with the split shot.
Radiant's middle
It's only
tower
level 2
is
at this
under
stage,
attack.
but eventually we'll clear out these stacks. So the timer is definitely on right now for going in. They have to go in really, really ham with this armlet, blink dagger on the CK Sand King. Try to get an item on the gyrocopter's drums on him. No, that's not even drums yet. Just gonna go for a straight Yasha, it looks like. At least they have the track. They need to get some track kills, it seems.
Yeah, they need to just make sure they get some net worth out. Make this Bounty Witch Doctor start working for them. Because this is the point where Bounty Witch Doctor is actually almost its strongest. You know, level 3 Maledict, you kill almost anyone you go on, other than the Jug, of course. Look for some pickoffs. They've got the Beastmaster.
Center clears them out really quickly before Cinnamon can react. We'll also take the tower in the bottom lane in the meantime. That's Kezu having his 4th death of the game, but despite that, he is still a level 8 Beastmaster with maxed out axes and a medallion. So get a roar on someone, medallion them, throw those axes. It depends on how much armor the enemy has, but they're going to take a lot of damage from that, especially if there's at all any help from the Juggernaut, the Medusa. So he definitely can still help out despite having a little bit of a tough time. But we'll be struggling to keep up with the Sand King in really off-lane comparisons. Bottom lane's still being pushed, actually. Oliver does have another Phantasm. Ryu is right around the corner, 3 points in the stomp. Can defend this tower if it was just a CK. And I don't think he knows that literally the entire team from going in is in this jungle area. They're going to group up over in the mid lane where Cinderin is going to do what Cinderin does, takes the gank for the team. Axes will throw out, but that's a very easy track kill. It's kind of okay for Cinderin to be doing that if he wasn't against a bounty hunter. That's when things get really dangerous as far as tactical feeding is concerned.
I mean, that's not really tactical. That's just like, he happened to catch the enemy gank. Like, he didn't really know where exactly they were. There's no way to... It's like you're moving into your own jungle. Like, that death doesn't happen too often, and it's just unfortunate for him that it did. It's just now that gank has happened, you know, it's passed. They didn't get any towers. They didn't get the tier 2 bot. They didn't get the tier 1 mid. They killed the Bane, but overall, Deuce is still farming, Jug's still farming, ET's getting levels. It's completely fine for Mad Lads right now. Like, what are we looking at? We've got Jaro's gone actually back for the drum, despite having this Blade of Alacrity. So he's going to try and focus on running at people a bit more. Witch Doctor just hit level 6, Bounty hit level 7. Honestly, I really think that going and need to get a lot more stuff done. You're right. They need to... Well, I'm not going to repeat what you said because I found it very cheesy, but yeah, you get the idea.
They have to play aggressively and look for some action.
Yes.
By moving forward.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well, it looks like they're just happy sitting Witch Doctor farming mid and kind of get their drum, get their Yasha, get the CK level 12, and then that's their peak, I think. That's the point where they're most happy to fight, because until that point, they're still playing against, like, Raw. Dusa still is quite powerful. What's she got? She's got her 4 stuff now. She's much harder to kill.
Unless DNZ's able to snipe this, he is in a perfect spot for it.
He's got it.
And Rip Force Staff. Any punishment? There is Cinderin Bane in the area. Stomp's a little bit slow. And now Cinderin's walking a little bit too far in the Reality Rift. Pulls him right into his doom. Well, he found the team again. And that is going to be another track kill. That's also the Force Staff denied from the Medusa for a little while here. It's 2 minutes without that item, and if they're going to make a push like this.
This is really brave of Madara to
stand quite a bit. Qualifier is going to spin off that cask. He's going to TP himself out of here. Madara doesn't have that option, however. He would kill for a Force Staff right now because he's being chased by a CK. Gets pushed down to the low ground actually by that roar and might actually make it alive, or at least has a chance to get a Stone Gaze off. Oh, he does get it off, but it's not going to save him in time. No Force Staff is a big issue there. With the Burrow Strike landing onto 2 now. Boogie Boogie are charging forward, and they're going to clean house. The Bane, the Jug, they both are able to escape that, but the stack now is going to be cleared off, which is maybe even just as bad as losing those heroes. Dude, that courier snipe was huge.
Yep, killing that courier and then killing the 4 staff, killing that Bane, and then I don't know what possessed Mad Lads to try and push that tier 1 mid. Like, they must have known that they were going to get wrapped around on there. And the Jug had to TP out because he got spooked, and then they have to fight without Juggernaut, and then the fight is just really bad. I guess they thought they could disengage with ET, but against Bounty and Blink Sand King and Like, this is the whole array of things that they need to deal with, and they couldn't disengage.
And that's the type of action I want to see from going in. Just constantly look for these Blink Dagger usages as the Sand King. Get the CK involved in those fights, and if you get track kills, great. If not, you know, it's not a big deal. As long as you're making these moves to make sure that the Medusa is pressured, then that seems like that's how you win the game. Qualifier, still a hero that they have yet to really answer, but he's kind of slowed down a little bit. 403, yet not on the top of the net worth chart. Gonna go for a Manta Style as his next item. Not gonna go for that Battle Fury.
No, he just switched to Battle Fury. There we go.
Oh, well, there you go. I like the Battle Fury here. Versus CK, just in this type of game tempo state, looks like this is going to be yet another one of those late game pushes.
Nah, this game might speed up real quick.
That's true.
We've got Gyro Ags coming out pretty soon. He's got 1,000 gold left for that. You've got... This isn't a smoke coming out. Oh no, he's waiting for wards maybe before they move. I don't know what's happening here with Mitch and co, but they've pinged out Kezu on bot lane. He's been located there, ulting with Gyro. I don't think they quite saw him though.
We'll start digging.
Oh, he's run off all the way to the left, and they see him, but it's too late. They get the rocket off, so he's going to be chased by that rocket until the end of time. But Kezu is fine. He's healthy. He's out of there. And Qualifier going to TP mid, and they're going to go for a. But the rocket sees them, so they know.
They know that something's going on back there. And
where did the Beastmaster go, guys?
He's gone for drums, and now he's going to go for Ags. So he's looking to get a little bit of farm accelerants of his own.
He's almost got it.
Scan does go red on the Sand King. Mad Lads, this is where they're at their most powerful. When they're smoking up, if they run into any one guy, they can blow him up in an instant. But unfortunately, there are no guys to run into here. The fallback is really, really clean here from going in, and yeah, they're just going to keep farming in the meantime.
I don't think he knew that he had the rocket on him, and then, as a result, they found out about the smoke gank. I don't even know if they saw, because if they were following the rocket, they would have noticed it. And as a result, the one of their power spikes or whatever has just been wasted, really. It's not even really a power spike, it's more like an opportunity. And this Beastmaster's having such a rough game. He's having to go Vlad's first. No Necro book, nothing. He's just Medallion Vlad's. That is not something you see every day, and there's a reason why.
It's the budget Beastmaster.
Yeah.
It's still pretty powerful, like for the team, having that medallion with all this physical damage, having more armor plus more damage with all this physical damage, like it can definitely get a lot done. But it's coming up really, really slowly for a hero that usually by this time should have at least those two items by now, if that was really what he wanted to go for. So
yeah, it kind of shows you that they're going to just 5-man, really. They have no fight with, like, not going to... Beastmaster goes for that solo split push with the Necro 3 and the Blink Dagger. It's not that kind of game. It's Beastmaster sits behind, gets Aurora if he can, and just makes sure that he provides his auras. So, and there's a Roche coming out. The Ags Gyro, making that a bit faster. Also, the CK doesn't hurt too much. So, who's that Aegis going to go on? Probably Gyro here?
Yeah, looks like he's looking to pick it up. TP coming
He's going to throw a Spirit in, and he's going to...
die.
He didn't get the Roche kill.
Can't do anything about that. Qualifier still pushing this bottom lane. A couple of Beastmaster goons are in the area as well, but they have blinked forward. They have caught the Elder Titan, and they will annihilate him. Easy track kills. Still only level 1 for the Bounty Hunter, but they are kind of in a race here. You don't really want to be racing a Beastmaster as powerful as you may be. And this bottom wave is going to get crushed. Here comes Boogie to try to defend this, and it's a Sand King, so he should have no issues whatsoever in doing so, but you can tell that Dire side now, Madara shows himself. Does have the Hurricane Pike, but he's going to be completely and utterly surrounded. Here comes Men with the side gunner with the missile. Call down number 1 is going to miss, but he has so much movement speed thanks to that track. He's going to be able to chase if he really wants to. Into the shrine is pretty risky. Cass going to be thrown out. Syndrome will drag it away. Madara's going to be focused. Does get the Stone Gaze out, and it will buy him a little bit of time with the shrine there as well. The Burst Strike comes in, though, from Boogie. That'll kill off Madara, and also should kill off Cinderin, as Arman's going to chase in really, really deep. Here comes the Earth Splitter. I think that's the Aegis cleaned out by the Gyrocopter, but Oliver dodged all of that. Comes in the back, slays Cinderin. Now he's going to kill off the ET with another set of track kills. It's a triple for the CK. And everyone on the Dire side gets out of there alive. Okay, you said it. This game might pick up speed in just a little bit, and it seemed like all they needed was the right opportunity.
Yeah, Gyro, Ags, CK Blink, he's working towards Heart now. It's like Deuce is all well and good, but he's going to go for a Skadi, and then he's probably going to go for an Ags. But this Deuce's damage output is next to nothing. And you look at the damage, who actually deals the damage on this Radiant side, it's like, it's Jug with Omnislash, and it's Beastmaster Axes and ET ulti. Those are the only things that are really dealing damage at this point. And when you compare that to pretty much everyone on going in to be like, you've got Gyro ultis coming down, you've got Sanking, Witch Doctor, Bounty, they can all do whatever they want in these fights. It's not really a fair playing field at this point.
Ooh, now they're going to try for something a little bit bigger here. Qualifier on top lane is going to spin TP. Oliver was just in the area, but just fell short of the timings needed to actually get that kill. So they're not going to get the kill on the Juggernaut.
I don't think you can ever really expect to get a Blink CK stun off on a Jug. I think what you have to do is you have to like go nearby, stun from Fog, and then Reality Rift him in, so that he instantly gets stunned. But I think Jug had every intention of spin TPing out there anyway, so I don't even think that was necessarily a reaction from him, just what he was planning to do anyway. So, unfortunate for Oliver here, but he's going to live with that, I think. I think having a free farm lane for a bit is not too difficult for him to deal with.
Oliver's got that Reaver pretty much ready to go. As just you naturally bulk up, this lack of damage on the Radiant side is going to be more and more apparent as they have to struggle to deal with that CK. Still no Ags on that Medusa. They have caught the Bounty Hunter with the Roar, but the Burrow Strike and the Track will give him some cover. Bounty Hunter's still alive as everyone's sleeping. That Cask Permastun is going to get the Bounty Hunter out of there. Now the chase is on. Although the Reality Rift is going to fail once, they will get the kill eventually onto Cinderin. And now looking for Madara. Another Burrow Strike here from Boogie Boogie. Missile is coming in as well. The Track is still on, so they have full vision. They're going to tear apart that Medusa. That's 2 Track kills, and now they're pushing forward for a little bit more. Oh man, that Cask though. There's one of those abilities, man. Sometimes it shows up in a huge way, and this is just one of those times. That's so much extra gold for the going inside. That's 2k gold off of those kills with a ton of experience to boot. Boogie's tanking the tower because he has a Crimson Guard. He actually just doesn't give a shit about this tower, but they are eventually going to bring it down. And the split push is, in theory, there from Koikva, but he can't actually threaten the high ground. He's not that powerful yet.
Yeah, there's not really much he can do. You have done a great service. Now, Aramin's got his Diffusal Blade now, so his damage output. His single target damage is incredible, especially versus... because the Aghanims will carry the Diffusal Blade over as well, so... that mana goes quickly, that HP goes quickly, and with only 16 armor, well, much less when the Mask of Madness is active, this is going to melt. This is what I meant with slow lineups.
His creeps are going to reveal everything once again. The Cask is there, though, and Oliver's going to tear Kezu a new one. Madar's in the middle of the fight with the Stone Gaze active. They will Omni-Slash Mitch.
Oh,
should also get RMN, though. That's the hero we're going to say he really Omni-Slash. That's what he meant to do. That's a 2-kill. Koikva gets a little bit of action there, and the Gyrocopter, he is fairly bulky, but he's not able to tank up that many heroes, especially when he loses all that armor versus that Elder Titan. So, you know, it's going to cost them, once again, their Beastmaster, but at this point, Beastmaster, like, losing him is not a terribly huge deal.
Yeah, he kind of just started the fight with his face there. It was like, hi, I'm Beastmaster. And then he got welcome to the team fight with a CK stun and instant death. But, yeah, it's ET versus, like, cause of any kind, really. They just melt if they get hit with Jug ulti and ET Aura. They melt if they get hit by Deucer and ET Aura. So, I think the players make sure the ET dies, and if you can find him with Sanking, do so. I think it's more the fact that, like, every single fight before now going in have just been able to, like, sound out where Mad Lads are and where their supports are, but at this point it's really hard to do that when they're fighting, like, near the enemy Ancients. But they found Cinderin for sure.
Dude, that sucks, man. Wander in, suddenly blink CK and a Bounty Hunter. Top lane is being pushed in here. I wonder if the Gunner still works if you're sleeping.
It does, yes. It works during anything. Yep, it works during Naga Song, it works during stuns, it works...
Chronosphere?
Yes, it does.
Wow. What an OP item. He's actually just going to personally smoke and just run to the fight as fast as possible because it seems like there's action a brewing on this bottom lane. Tower's already been taken down by Oliver, and now they're looking for someone else who's kind of straggling here. And oh, please let it not be Keizu. This guy's been through enough already. They'll just throw a track on him and be joined with everyone else. They could probably go for this top tier 2 pretty easily, but outside of that, you need a pretty cataclysmic team fight to actually win the game. Or just wait for that Roche. Could be up in another minute or so.
They just need to farm out some more items. Like, I'm waiting for the AC to come out. I honestly think this, instead of Skadi, you should be going AC on CK. Just because of the ET.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like, the only damage that they're dealing with is physical, so I really do... As most of the damage they're dealing and taking is physical. The AC is extremely high value here. And I think they're making a big mistake by not getting it. But we'll see if he changes his mind at any point. Yeah, he just switched to AC, there you go.
Once you have a heart and an AC, you're at 4,300 health. You know, we'll say about 15 armor in the middle of those fights. It's a decent amount. Oh, he's going to find himself a Juggernaut. I think there was a Juggernaut there. That is a lot of CKs that he just made. And now the chase is on. The grip goes off onto the Bounty Hunter, but Armen is here. The cast gonna start bouncing through as well. Medusa dropping very low, very quickly. Stone Gaze has been popped out as here comes the Earth Splitter. Focusing first onto Boogie Boogie, but he's gonna be able to slip away. Gyrocopter is still doing the damage thanks to that side gunner, even though he's taking a nap. And now Flat Cannon out to clear the creep wave. Oliver has rejoined this fight. His illusions are a little bit laggy and they might be coming out soon. Yeah, they can't really do much here. But they have been able to take out the Juggernaut and the Bane for just their bounty. Still a decent trade. Pretty good trade, actually, for the Dire side. They're just trying to take this tower and then probably trying to set up for Roche. Nothing more than that.
I like that. Jaro's, he sees the Deucer ulti, so what he does, he gets slowed a bit, and then he's just like slowly sailing through the fight while just dealing damage. And then he got as well. During the whole thing, he's just bopping people with his side gunner. So, honestly, that was pretty even as far as fights go. Oh, here we go though.
Okay, Zuno. Oh, why are they doing this to him? Burrow Strike is going to interrupt the stomp, which lets Oliver and Armen just clean up that Beastmaster. Now chasing forward for Cinderin. Brain Sap. Nice Brain Sap, dude. That's not going to do anything. Missile still chasing forward. Unfortunately, the Bounty Hunter was still reviving, or coming back to the fight, rather, so not able to get any of those earn charges nor any tracks. But still another 2 free kills. Roche up in just 45 seconds. At least for Mad Lads, they will be up and have the option of going into Roche, but I don't think they should be going into Roche. I don't think they can do anything about that.
Yeah, it's a defend high ground or nothing game. Like, they keep running in with this Beastmaster, and he can't do anything. If Beastmaster's in position to roar somebody, then Sand and CK and Gyro are all in position to kill said Beastmaster. So, and at no point have they really caught going in alone, apart from maybe the bounty a few times, but yeah, I'm not really feeling this playstyle where they keep trying to leave their base. I mean, Qualifier has to do it. He has to run to the other side of the map and split push, otherwise the game ends. But
well, they found Cinderin. Unfortunately, again, that's
what is he doing there?
They've also found Madara with the Purge on him. Does put up the Stone Gaze, but loses a lot of mana. And the missile will still keep her in range. The Earth Splitter comes in. Oliver is going to jump right on top of Madara. 3-second stun. Where's your Medusa now? That's a double kill for the CK. With the good amount of illusions still alive here, they can put some damage into this tower or chase for this ET. Nah, it seems like he's a little bit too far away, but illusions straight onto the high ground. Centaur, oh my god, Centaur. That Centaur died.
Why did he do that?
Because nobody likes Centaurs, man. They're not as bad as Prowlers, but still, I mean, sometimes they just play nasty, and still these illusions are kicking really hard. Oh, the Reality Rift onto the... Oh god, that
Reality Rift pierces immunity talent coming in right
now we got stuns bouncing through. Once again, the cask showing up. Their permastun is Boogie has all the time in the world to epicenter in. Oh, they're just getting cleaned up with a whole bunch of track kills to boot. Sand King is snoozing, but even if they take him out, nobody cares because Oliver is still regenerating. Armen is at a decent amount of HP with a fresh BKB still available to him. This game might just be over.
It's so satisfying to see Juggernaut. Like, he goes in, then he spins away, and then the CK level 20 talent just goes, no, you don't get to walk away. And he just murders him. I like it. I like seeing that. It's nothing to do with Koika or anything, it's just the Juggernaut. Seeing him walk away with spin is just so annoying. And seeing someone finally put an end to it is satisfying.
Especially if it's CK. They're, like, CK is a very satisfying hero.
He just kind of bops them really hard and they just disappear. Yeah, that game. Yeah, I'm going to stick with what I said. It's just this lineup is too slow. Early rotations. I mean, what do they rotate with? They just don't really have any way of dealing damage other than people running into them. So, and well, I think going in did run into them, but with a lot more heroes and a lot more stuff.
Maybe if Mad Lads were up against a draft that didn't have a bounty hunter built into it, into that aggressive style, then maybe you can get away with this. But yeah, I mean, Juggernaut, Medusa, they just have no one to hold the fort. Like, who's gonna be that
really
space
like
creator?
this. Yeah,
It's
there's no one really. Like, it's Kezu, right? But a Beastmaster isn't actually that good at making space. He's not this hero that you go in and go, oh, I don't have an okay because I'm just the offlaner. No, it's a hero that has to have net worth. It's a hero that has to be able to get his spells off. Like, what basically ended up happening is his Beastmaster ran in. It's like, okay, guys, I've got a Solar Crescent of Lads. Oh, wait, I'm dead. Because it doesn't matter if you have, like, 30 armor or something. You're still just going to die to a Jericho Sankey. It doesn't matter. Like, what they wanted to do, I guess, was, like, have Beastmaster and maybe a support on one side of the map, a Juggernaut on the other, and then, like, Medusa just farming everything in between, right? But how do they do that if everyone's just dead? Like, they just couldn't set up that kind of situation. Because I think they could have done that if there wasn't any fight for the 20 minutes, but that's not how Dota works.
You needed a gentleman's agreement, no rush 20.
Yeah, I
Straight
mean, I
out of
haven't seen that in a
StarCraft.
long time. I remember those, like, in StarCraft 2, you play like a 4v. You
Get
even
some-
have, like, Warcraft 3 Dota, the big games, so it's like, okay, guys, don't push. No pushing for, like, 20 minutes or something. 25-minute no push, that was something I saw.
Hey man, get those big armies, get those ultimates up. Like, that's some real good looking Warcraft over there. But we're not playing Warcraft, guys. We're playing Dota 2, and the Boogie side, the going inside, the Crips for Life side, they just took game 1. Game 2 coming up shortly, guys. I'm Mikelorus. I've been joined by Rhyme, and we'll be right back.